Okay, so oxygen, the breath that people breathe. Now, this is a very underlooked aspect of daily existence, especially today in modern Western society, right? We are focused on so many different characteristics and facets of day-to-day existence to the point we even forget the most minuscule things as to our breath. Now, how is this even possible? Well, currently in modern society, there are so many high frequencies that are artificial and synthetic in nature. And I'm talking like literal atomical structures in reality, whether that's institutions, foods, waters, literally like actual things. A lot of the time, they're rooted in some sort of malicious intent. Now, I can't really get too much into that, but regardless, today in society, people are short of breath. There's many reasons why they're short of breath, like physically. This is due to literally your breath being shorter, but also the quality in which you breathe. It's completely different because a lot of people these days exclusively breathe through their mouth instead of their nose. Now, the majority of people that do this don't even realize that it's different in any single way. They think it's completely comparable to breathing through your nose and vice versa. It's literally two sides of the same coin. How could it be any different? But they couldn't be further from the truth because in all reality, your nose and your sinuses filter out so many toxins from the air, so many unwelcome particulates, so many like foreign weird things that you just don't want going in your lungs, right? And it also humidifies the oxygen. It also upregulates the nitric oxide retention within the oxygen you breathe. So your body and your lungs and the little vertebrae, not vertebrae, membranes within your lungs are able to digest the oxygen better, therefore energizing all your cells, whether that's your cognition, your physical state, your eyesight, like literally just every single thing about you gets further energized when you incorporate a correct perspective on breathing. Just merely talking from a evolutionary perspective, we're designed to breathe through our nose and not our mouth. Obviously, there are exceptions for this. Like you could breathe through your mouth. You're obviously supposed to at times. Say like when you're running away from like a fucking bear or some shit. Like there's obviously times where you need to do that, but the issue is exclusively breathing through your mouth, even when you're just like, say, working on your computer. Now, what this does is it could have side effects for your jaw. Your whole cranium could actually become distended and elongated, and the opportunity for full cranium maturation goes away over time, especially if you're in your adolescence and you're breathing like this. Your skull becomes maladapted. I was actually experiencing this quite a bit. I used to have TMJ in my jaw, which you could research, and it's pretty much just like an asymmetry in your jaw. This was due to like scoliosis and other shit, but regardless, my breathing was affecting this and vice versa. So, yeah, in total, you just need to incorporate these little things, or not you need to, but you would probably want to incorporate these little things throughout your day and over time, over the weeks and over the months. These little things compile into what will uh, mature and manifest itself as a greater experience for your character. Now, this will allow you to gain a bigger sense of pride within one's identity because you are literally more energized. And I mean that on an atomical level, right? Like your whole body is fueling and fueled off of the oxygen that you breathe, as well as a myriad of other things. But the oxygen is what ignites the flame. So if you're breathing correctly for months on end, it's going to mutate your cells. The DNA protein synthesis that occurs within your body is going to full on occur under the guidelines and fundamental structure that is good breath, and good oxygen intake. So it's like heavily important to, incorporate this throughout your day, especially if you are a person that breathes through your mouth sometimes. Like it's fucking fine, not going to slant you or knock you down for it. It's completely normal. That's the thing. Also, when I was getting into breath work and, like self-improvement, broadly speaking, I stumbled upon, just while doing research, a method called box breathing. Now, box breathing is when you inhale and then hold the oxygen in your lungs for 5 to anywhere to 20 seconds. Then you exhale and you hold the same for whatever amount of seconds that you did for the inhale. Now, what this does is it physiologically puts your body in a certain state in which it deems you, the mind, the soul, and the actual person, controllable and controlling the overseer of your actual physiological state. This puts you from a primitive perspective or a primitive functionality as a human into a more aware, conscious, like, you know what I'm saying? It's innately different, and you could practice this and actually realize it within yourself. If you do it for like a minute or 2 minutes, or, you know, continue as you will come to the sensation, like your body even might start vibrating type shit. Like I remember the first time I did this, my body started like compulsing because all my cells were completely filled with oxygen that has been lacking throughout a lot of my adolescence and a lot of my developmental time during youth. So that's a cool little thing that I researched, and just practicing this, just it's like doing repetitions in the gym, but for your lungs and for your breathway. It's like it's practically the same stuff. Um, yeah. And another thing that I want to get on, or not get on, um, Freudian slip. Another thing that I have to offer you guys, or have to explain to you guys, not even explain to you guys, I just want to get this information off my chest, right? Is the location in which you breathe actually makes a physiological difference in your body as well, in your mind. So, say I was purely breathing through my lungs, or say you are purely breathing through your lungs, and you're not able to envision any other adaptation of where your breath goes, because you want your body to fill with as much oxygen as possible, right? So for example, in a lot of, excuse me, I'm kind of all over the place. My apologies, but for example, in a lot of like martial arts, your breath is actually located in your abdominal and your stomach. And why this is because when you envision that, it actually has a physical difference within your body and within your lungs. So you actually contract and expand in a totally different way. And you could actually even do this with envisioning it from your testicles and breathing within your testicles. Now, your testicles are obviously a huge, important part of your whole functionality as a human. And I mean, like, you could practice this right now. You could breathe, do deep breaths of high quality, and you could realize, or not realize, but you could envision that the oxygen is in sync with that location of your body. And you will actually notice that that area of your body seems to have a sensation in which is on par with like livelihood and vitality. It's extremely strange, and I don't even know the science behind it per se. I'm not even sure there is science behind it, but I'm telling you, it genuinely works. It genuinely upregulates the functionality of your testicles. And I'm sure it's the same for women, though we are like very atomically different, right? But yeah, that's pretty much the video. Hope you guys were able to seek some sort of benefit from this. That's purely the reason that I like doing this so much, is because I feel like, it's a good thing to do, right? I can't just gatekeep this information. If it benefited me, why on earth would I gatekeep it? That's my thought process. Anyway, stay hard, y'all. I'll see you guys next time.